Something is off. You've been staring at it every morning, and you still can't name it. Your hair is clean, styled, cared for, and something still makes you look more tired than you feel, more fragile than you are. You've tried the volumizing sprays, the root lifts, the careful blow dry, and by noon the whole thing has quietly collapsed back into itself. Here's the truth nobody is saying plainly. The problem is not your hair. It's the cut. Every single morning, the wrong shape is actively working against your bone structure, flattening your cheekbones, and pulling the eye downward. A senior colorist I interviewed told me that for women over 60 with fine thinning hair, the cut itself accounts for more visual aging than color, product, and technique combined. Not a little more. Significantly more. You've been one conversation with your stylist away from fixing this. Today that conversation happens. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work immediately. Today we're covering 3 stunning short hairstyles for women over 60 with fine thinning hair in 2026. And by part 3, you're going to want to stop this video, pick up your phone, and call your stylist. Part 1 opens with a cut so architecturally precise, it creates the illusion of density where almost none exists. And there is one specific instruction you must give your stylist to make it work. Part 2 has a fix so quietly powerful that most women who hear it say the same thing. Why did nobody tell me this years ago? Part 3 covers the cut I always save for last. And there is one detail inside it that a stylist told me is the single most underused tool in fine hair transformation right now. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. The textured Pixie with crown graduation. Here is something most women with fine thinning hair over 60 have never been told directly. The Pixie cut, done correctly, is one of the most powerful volume illusions available to you right now. Not the Pixie you're picturing. Not the flat, close-cropped shape that exposes every thinning patch and sits like a cap against your head. That version exists, and it is doing real damage to women who deserve better from their stylists. The cut I'm describing is something entirely different, and the single feature that separates them is crown graduation. Most women hear Pixie and picture loss. Less hair showing, less to work with, less femininity. That fear makes complete sense, because most Pixie cuts for fine hair are being executed without the one internal structure that makes the whole shape come alive. Crown graduation is the architectural feature your stylist builds into the top section of the cut by leaving the crown hair noticeably longer, between 1 and 2 inches, while keeping the sides and nape short and close. The crown hair is then cut using a technique called vertical point cutting. Instead of cutting straight across the tips, the stylist points the scissors upward into the ends and cuts in short, quick vertical strokes. This removes weight from the ends without reducing the length, and it separates the individual strands so they stand slightly away from each other rather than clumping and collapsing. The result is a crown section that lifts naturally off the scalp, holds its shape through the day, and creates a rounded, domed silhouette that makes your cheekbones read higher and your eyes appear more open. All without a single volumizing product doing the heavy lifting. This is the one a friend of mine heard described on a Tuesday and had booked at her salon by Wednesday morning. Here is exactly what to say to your stylist at your next appointment. Not a mood board. Not a vague direction. These specific words. I want a textured Pixie with crown graduation and vertical point cutting through the top section only. Write that down before this video ends. That sentence tells a trained stylist precisely what to build. And it prevents the flat, overcut version that leaves fine hair looking sparser than it did when you walked in. The sides and nape in this cut are kept short, scissor cut clean, without any aggressive thinning or texturizing at the perimeter. Thinning shears at the sides on fine hair remove density from the areas that have the least to spare. Tell your stylist, scissor only on the sides and nape. There's a reason fine hair loses its styling by noon that most product companies will never tell you, because the answer has nothing to do with their product. It is about the angle at which your crown hair was cut. Hair cut straight across lies flat, because the blunt edge gives it nowhere to go. Hair cut with vertical point cutting has fractured, feathered ends that catch against each other and prop each strand up slightly. That mechanical lift is what holds through the day. No spray maintains that. Only the cut creates it. Swap the flat all over Pixie. Any cut where the crown is trimmed to the same short length as the sides. For a crown-graduated textured pixie built with vertical point cutting and scissor-only sides. That one structural difference is the entire transformation. Same face. Same hair density. Completely different silhouette. At home, apply a pea-sized amount of lightweight volumizing mousse to damp hair at the crown section only, not the sides, not the nape, and blow-dry that section with a small paddle brush lifting upward and slightly forward. Everything else dries naturally. This directs every molecule of lift directly over the crown where fine hair needs it most, and leaves the sides clean and close, which frames your beautiful features without competing with them. What I'm covering in part 2 is the cut most women with fine thinning hair have been talked out of by well-meaning stylists, and those stylists were wrong. That's next. Part 2, the precision stacked bob. Have you ever been told that a bob will make fine hair look flatter? That advice is everywhere. It is repeated in salons, in magazines, in comment sections. And for a specific version of the bob, it is completely accurate. A blunt, one-length chin-length bob on fine thinning hair can absolutely lie flat, hang thin, and make your silhouette look like a curtain rather than a shape. But that is not the bob I'm describing. And the difference between the bob that flattens fine hair and the bob that transforms it comes down to one architectural element that most general stylists underbuild or skip entirely on fine hair. The stack. A precision stacked bob builds internal layers exclusively at the back of the head, progressively shorter as they descend toward the nape. The surface of the cut, the hair you see from the front and sides, remains longer and appears full and clean. The interior underneath is where the engineering lives. Those shorter internal layers push outward against the surface hair, creating a natural convex curve at the back that appears genuinely full and rounded rather than flat and hanging. For fine thinning hair, this is the most important visual principle you need to understand. Weight distribution matters more than actual hair density. Your hair does not need to be thicker to look full. It needs to be cut so that the internal structure forces the shape outward. The stacked bob does exactly that. Honestly, this is the cut I wish someone had described to me in this level of detail the first time I sat in a salon chair with thinning hair and asked for something that adds volume. Here is the specific instruction your stylist needs to make this work correctly for hair over 60. Ask for the stack to begin no higher than 2 inches above the natural nape hairline. This precise measurement matters more than it sounds. When the stack begins too high, at the mid-back of the head, the resulting shape becomes too pronounced and top-heavy, emphasizing the back of the head as a standalone feature rather than lifting and balancing the face. 2 inches above the nape builds fullness that reads as natural shape, not an architectural statement. The front of this cut is where a second critical detail lives. For fine thinning hair over 60, the front sections must fall between your cheekbone and your jaw, never lower than the jaw. When fine hair falls past the jaw at the front, the weight of even that small amount of length pulls the entire shape downward and counteracts every bit of lift the stacked back is creating. Cheekbone to jaw. That is your window for the front length. Now here is the surface instruction. And this is the one that surprises most women. Ask your stylist to finish the top surface of this cut blunt. No texturizing. No point cutting across the top. A clean blunt edge on the outer surface of fine hair makes the strands appear wider and heavier because the light catches the edge in one clean line rather than scattering through separated, tapered points. Blunt top. Stacked interior. These two things together produce a silhouette that genuinely looks thick. Yes. That's simple. Swap the flat one-length bob for a precision stacked bob with a nape stack beginning 2 inches above the hairline, a blunt smooth surface, and front section sitting at cheekbone to jaw length. Deliver that complete brief to your stylist as exact words, not a photograph, not an approximation. Specific language produces specific results, and this cut has 3 specific components that all need to be present to work. Coming up in part 3. The cut most stylists are calling the most underused transformation for fine thinning hair in 2026. I saved it for last because once you hear the specific detail inside it, you will understand immediately why it changes everything. Part 3. The feathered shag with curtain fringe. Most women over 60 with fine thinning hair have been quietly talked out of the shag cut. And I want to spend this entire part explaining exactly why that was the wrong advice. and what the correct version of this cut actually does for your hair type. The shag has a reputation problem. The version most people picture when they hear the word is the heavily disconnected, rock and roll shag. Deep layers cut far apart from each other, lots of internal air, lots of visible separation. On thick hair, that disconnection creates gorgeous movement and reduces unwanted bulk. On fine thinning hair, that exact disconnection exposes every density gap, creates see-through sections under direct light, and makes sparse areas visible at precisely the moments you most want them hidden. That version of the shag is genuinely wrong for your hair type. The feathered shag is built on a completely different architecture, and it is one of the most sophisticated cuts available for fine thinning hair over 60 right now. The feathered shag uses what specialists call close-set graduated feather layers, a series of layers where each one is only marginally shorter than the one beneath it. The difference in length between each layer is small and deliberate. This keeps the interior of the cut full and continuous, so there are never visible gaps or exposed sections regardless of how the hair falls or moves. The weight is redistributed throughout the cut rather than removed from it, and that distinction is everything for fine hair. What this produces on the surface is visible movement, natural texture, and genuine softness without any hint of the sparse, see-through quality that makes the wrong version of a shag so damaging for fine hair. Your hair catches light beautifully across the full length. It moves when you move. And critically, it covers the areas of density loss at the crown and temples rather than drawing the eye directly toward them. This is the one. Write this one down. Now the curtain fringe. This is the specific detail the stylist I spoke to called the single most underused tool in fine hair transformation for women over 60 right now. And once you understand what it does structurally to your face, you will not be able to unsee it. A curtain fringe is parted at the center or just off-center, with the fringe section sweeping gently to each side rather than cutting straight across in a blunt horizontal line. The length should sit between the eyebrow and the cheekbone. That specific window matters. Shorter than eyebrow, and it begins to read as a blunt bang, which is a different visual tool entirely. Longer than cheekbone, and it starts to conceal your eyes in photographs, which counteracts everything the rest of the cut is working to open up. What the curtain fringe does for your face at this age is precise and measurable. It creates a soft horizontal element at the top of your face that makes the full frame of your features appear wider and more structured. It draws the eye toward the center, toward your eyes, rather than letting the eye drift outward to the temples where thinning may be present. And it softens the forehead without covering it, which keeps your bone structure visible, while adding warmth to the framing of your features. I watched a woman in a salon chair 3 weeks ago. Beautiful silver hair, extraordinary cheekbones, the kind of natural bone structure that photographs effortlessly. And she had spent 15 years avoiding any fringe because someone told her they were too much work. The moment her stylist finished the curtain fringe and turned the chair to the mirror, she went completely quiet. Then she said, "I look like myself again." That is what the right cut does. It does not change you. It returns you. Swap the disconnected heavy layer shag for a feathered shag built on close-set graduated layers, and add a curtain fringe at eyebrow to cheekbone length parted at center, or just off-center. Style the full cut with fingers and a diffuser on medium heat, using a gentle scrunching motion until dry. Once completely cool and set, do not brush or disturb it. The feathered layers are engineered to form their most beautiful natural shape when the heat sets and the hair cools undisturbed. Trust the cut. Leave it alone. Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now it shows every single day. There's one thing I'm covering in the next video that I didn't plan to get to this soon. It's not hair at all. And it changes how everything else reads together. That's next. Part 4. The tapered nape cut with volume crown. There is a habit that almost every woman with fine thinning hair over 60 has developed. Quietly, protectively, completely understandably. And it is the single thing most consistently working against her. She is keeping the length. Not a lot of length. Not dramatic length. Just enough at the nape, just enough at the sides, to feel like there is something still there to work with. It feels safer. It feels like more. Every instinct says, if I cut it shorter, there will be less, and there is already not enough. Here is the specific reason that instinct, as natural as it is costing you. Fine hair at this age thins first and fastest at the perimeter. The nape, the hairline, the sides above the ears. Those are the edges of your silhouette. They are the areas the eye lands on first when it reads the overall shape of your hair. And when those edges are kept long, the thinning becomes visible at exactly the point of your silhouette where you most need a clean, defined line. The tapered nape cut with volume crown addresses this directly. And it does it by making a strategic cut that most women find counterintuitive the first time they hear it, and transformative the first time they see it in the mirror. The nape is scissor cut or very gently tapered to a clean defined edge approximately ½ inch to 1 inch above the natural nape hairline. The sides are kept close from the ear downward, clean, crisp, precise. And then the crown section is left deliberately longer, between 2 and 3 inches, with internal long layers cut to fall inward toward the center of the crown. That inward layer direction is not aesthetic preference. It is the mechanical reason the crown hair rounds and lifts rather than splaying outward or collapsing flat. The result is a silhouette that reads as structured, full, and deliberately shaped from every angle, front, side, and behind. Most women have never considered the back of their head as a styling priority. This cut makes it one of your most powerful visual tools. This is the one most women never get offered. And once you hear it described, you will wonder why it took this long. Here is why the clean taper at the nape creates an illusion of greater density throughout the entire cut, not just at the bottom. When the nape edge is crisp and defined, the hair sitting above it has a strong visual base. The eye reads a clean line and assumes weight and fullness above it. This is the same visual principle that makes a clean hemline on a skirt create the impression of a more structured garment. The defined edge implies substance. The undefined, wispy, see-through edge communicates fragility, even when the hair above it is actually reasonably full. Removing the thinning perimeter removes the evidence of thinning. What remains appears denser because it no longer has the compromised edges pulling the overall impression downward. At home, this cut styles in 3 steps and nothing more. First, apply a small amount of root lifting spray to the crown parting on damp hair only. Never at the nape or sides, where it will create unwanted volume at exactly the wrong area. Second, blow dry the crown section forward and then back with a medium round brush, building lift before the hair sets. Third, once fully dry and cool, define the nape taper edge only with a fine-tooth comb to keep it crisp. Everything else is untouched. 3 steps. A clean nape. A lifted crown. That is the entire routine this cut requires. Swap the long, undefined nape that lets your thinning perimeter become visible for a clean scissor-tapered nape with a defined edge, close sides, and a long layered crown built to fall inward and round upward. Take that complete brief to your stylist word for word. Crown layers inward, nape taper ½ to 1 inch above the hairline, scissor only on the sides. Every element of that instruction matters equally. Your natural bone structure will do things in photographs you have never seen it do before. You have been one cut away from this for years. I didn't expect the next video to be the one people message me about most. But it always is. You just learned 4 specific, named cuts. Each one built for your exact hair type, your exact age, and the exact transformation most women spend years trying to reach through products alone. The textured Pixie with crown graduation. The precision stacked bob. The feathered shag with curtain fringe. The tapered nape cut with volume crown. These are not moods or inspiration images. They are complete, precise briefs you can walk into any salon with and use word for word. You didn't just watch a video. You changed what happens at your next salon appointment. Tell me in the comments, which of these 4 cuts are you going to ask for first? And were you making the nape length mistake from part 4 without realizing it? I want to know. Next time, we are getting into the one makeup placement mistake that is quietly flattening your cheekbones every single morning. And it is not the mistake most women expect to hear first. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.